Alright, we're here with Travis Fights Dragons versus Mirumoto Kai. Let me find, don't want it opening in that window. I believe this is for the Season 6 Cup. Let me find it here. Yeah, Season 6 Cup. So it will be Phoenix versus Dragon. Phoenix is splashing Dragon, Dragon splashing Crab. Looks like pretty standard decks. The restricted list is live now, so there will be no Mirumoto's Fury from Dragon since he's running Pathfinder's Blade. And from Phoenix, no policy debate either, of course. From Phoenix, he's running Against the Waves. So there'll be no policy debate, no Mirumoto's Fury, no charge. So, like a lot of the Phoenixes, he's just taken Fushicho off of his list since there's no charge. And we actually see a first turn Kanjo district. That's interesting. So if he can keep that alive and get the favor, he's in a pretty good spot. We see a lot of really low cost characters on Dragon's side. So we'll see how this goes. He's just going to play one of them actually. He does have 7 conflict characters, so he might be saving fate for those. We see Adept of the Waves. And they both bid 5. So I'm interested to see what province the Kanjo district is sitting on. Yeah, turn 1 Kanjo, it's definitely pretty scary if the Phoenix player can get the favor. We see an Ornate Fan on Adept of the Waves. There's one Assassinate in the Dragon deck, so if he drew that Assassinate, and he does still have a Storehouse, that would be pretty big here. We could see there are 2 Finger of Jade in the Phoenix deck, so we could see a Finger of Jade to try and prevent the Assassinate here. I think that would probably be worth playing because he also has, oh no, it doesn't work on that. Yeah, so Finger of Jade would really just be for the Assassinate in this matchup. Like, that's the only thing you're gonna, well, that and like province effects and stuff like that. Looks like we're gonna see what's under Kanjo here. And it is Meditations, so not the best province to have under Kanjo. It would have been nice for him if that was like a Shameful Display. We do see a defense here. So it's interesting that he pre-played the fan. And now he's committing this character to, yeah, at least it's not Public Forum or Shameful Display. He's committing this character to a military conflict. We see a fine katana. So there are 2 bonsai in the dragon deck. We could potentially see him try and break this. We're seeing a bonsai on the Adept of the Waves. So now he's winning on defense. And since this is the military conflict for Kai, we won't see any Hiruma skirmisher attacks this turn. Okay, he does have his own bonsai. The Mia Mystic could discard this katana. We see a Supernatural Storm instead to give him +2. And he'll be able to use that again with his Stronghold if he wants for another +2. And he is going to do that. So probably just, I'm guessing, using the Stronghold to force the extra storm. We'll see if he... Ooh, okay, so he plays a Tattooed Wanderer into the conflict. He's really going for this win here. Meditations on the Tau gets used to remove his fate. Yeah, so a little mistake there, but that's okay. We'll see if he wants to use Mia Mystic here on the katana. Kai still has 6 cards and 6 fate. And a storehouse, so even if you do use the Mystic here, I feel like there's a good chance he just has another card anyway. So maybe you just take the loss. He could have an Against the Waves to try and stand this adept, or maybe he's just going to go for a water attack. He's played a pretty good amount of cards. He has 6 cards left, and if this Void Ring goes off, the adept won't have fate on it, so he won't really have to... he won't really have to worry about finding Restoration of Balance or Feast or Famine, which is nice. And the dragon will have a bowed board, so he probably won't have to worry about Shameful Display either. We see a Shrine Maiden get played, drawing a Display of Power, discarding Jade Masterpiece and Assassinate. So that does put him back ahead here. If Kai doesn't have another card, he might use this Storehouse and see if he can find something. He's going to pass. Okay, so Travis Fights Dragons is going to win that conflict. That gives him 1 ring. So well on his way to getting favor already. Yeah, this conflict could determine who will get the favor, that's true. We see Mia Mystic find Shameful Display here, so that could actually be dangerous if Kai has a card in his hand. This is a political conflict, so he won't be able to play any skirmishers. So I think that was the correct choice to go political there. He has 2 Kami Unleashed and 2 more Tattooed Wanderers that he could potentially find here. And since this is the Water Ring, I think you would probably play one of those if you had it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I still haven't changed my stream title. Let me go ahead and change that. Alright, that should update at some point. We do see a Kami Unleashed with 1 fate. But we're going to see a Court Games to cancel that Dishonor. So Travis is still winning this conflict. We see a counter Court Games to dishonor him again. So I think maybe he should have saved the Ornate Fan here. I think that might have been a mistake to play that. We do see a Clarity of Purpose on the Mia Mystic. So he will at least stay standing. And that is going to be enough to get him favor currently with the 1 standing glory. Yeah, so he is going to get Imperial favor. And for those of you just joining us, we saw a turn 1 Conjure District and he just got favor, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, this is Travis versus Mirumoto Kai. Yeah, the Conjuro is going to be tough to deal with. Maybe if Kai can find Imperial Palace. Ooh, and he does find Imperial Palace. He might have a chance of getting the favor back. He's finding a lot of low-cost characters, though. I'm not really liking these flips for him, unfortunately. We see Swordsmith with 2 fate. Dumber than Feast or Famine. Maybe. It's debatable. There is 1 assassination in both players. Oh, so we actually saw the assassination get discarded off of a Shrine Maiden for Travis. And since there is only 1 assassination in his deck, Kai is now safe to play this Swordsmith, and he doesn't have to. Travis is playing 1 assassination. So yeah, this Swordsmith is going to be safe now. Yeah, he could go with 3 fate, but decides to just go with 2. He does have a lot of fate. The other thing though is there could be a Cloud the Mind on the Swordsmith, so maybe that's why he didn't want to invest as much. That Dragon flop is awful, yeah. Dragon, so on the first turn he got a Nitan Adept and 2 Mendicants. He just played 1 of the Mendicants and then passed. This turn he got the Swordsmith and 2 Mystics. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of us Crab players have been running 1 Mystic. The Mendicant didn't fix that. I think let's see what he did with the Mendicant. Right here. Oh yeah, it is Dynasty deck. So it didn't actually. I thought you got to choose which deck it was. So since he discarded all of his cards here, it didn't actually change anything. Because it's just rearrange the top 3 cards. See a Finger of Jade on Kami Unleashed, probably to prevent it getting assassinated. Or no, already. Wait, why is he playing around Assassinate? Maybe, is he not realizing that Assassinate is gone already? That's weird. Yeah, so he discarded all of his dynasty cards, so. Oh, prevent Conjure on it, yeah, for sure. Only 2 Fate on Swordsmith, yeah. Yeah, so preventing Conjure on the Kami Unleashed is actually good. Um, but the reprieve on the Swordsmith I'm not sure about. So we do see him attacking with the Kami Unleashed at Meditations. This is a firing. So essentially either way he's going to get to resolve the firing here and dishonor this Prodigy of the Waves. There's not really a whole lot Travis can do about it, I think. He's thinking about defending. This is a military conflict. So if you don't defend, you kind of risk the Kanjo district. Oh yeah, he doesn't have any fate. You kind of risk the Kanjo district getting broken if you don't defend, since the dragon player is on 2 bonsai and then tons of swords and some more conflict characters. And we do see an ancestral daisho. So he is now winning the conflict. And he would rather win this than use Kami Unleashed's effect, because that gives him the ring, which will go towards favor. Not sure why he uses Mountain's Anvil Castle. He was already winning. Oh, he has a bonsai. So he's actually going to go for the break here. But we see a counter bonsai from Travis. Okay. Yeah, so you won't get the break. It'll be interesting to see. Now assassinate the Adeptia. No, he just passes. So he must not have the assassinate. It'll be interesting to see who gets the favor this turn. Mirumoto Kai has this palace on shameful display, so that's probably not going anywhere. He is attacking with Prodigy of the Waves, so if he has some buffs here, he might be able to get something out of this. He would have to re-honor and then have like a fan or something. And then that also relies on Kai not having a conflict character. Noble sack that Prodigy, yeah. That would be... If he was splashing grain for Noble Sack here, that would be amazing. But yeah, no Noble Sacrifice. We see Court Games to honor, Supernatural Storm to give +2. So if Kai doesn't have a conflict character, this is actually pretty bad. Yeah, and he just passes. So Shameful Display gets broken, Palace gets discarded, Adept stands up, and I think that means that... Ooh, Cloud the Mind, okay. But we see a let go. I was about to say, I think that means Travis is going to be able to keep the favor here, because he currently has 4 Standing Glory worth of characters, and they're tied on rings. So I feel like one way or another he should be able to get the favor. Now that the palace is gone. Finger of Jade on Smith would prevent this. Ooh, he finds Shameful Display. So that's pretty bad. He doesn't even have to use Kanjo. And Travis is going to get the favor again. Can only stop Covert or Kanjo, not both. Yeah. Yeah, the Prodigy of the Waves had covert because of Adept of the Waves on that water ring, so yeah, he wasn't able to defend that. And he didn't have a conflict character, unfortunately. Um, why did he pass his conflict? He passed his conflict because he was getting favor already, especially with that 2 standing glory, and he probably didn't want to risk running into like a feast or famine. Uh, I mean, he could have conjured his own character, I guess, to prevent breaking it, but I guess he just didn't want to risk it. Yeah, worst case, he hits feast or famine and conjures home. I agree. Restoration would have only discarded 1 card, and then the last one would be Public Forum, I guess. No, Manicured Garden. Conjo can send home your own guy, yes. It's just choose a character participating in the conflict, so it can be friendly or opponents. Just in case you need to use it on your own guy. I believe I actually saw Toreadori using it on his own character to avoid breaking Feast or Famine at the San Francisco Cote. No Fate Yojimbo, yeah. That is interesting. We see an investigator with 3 Fate on the other side. He decided not to play the Dune Shugenja so that he could get the passing Fate. I feel like I might have wanted to just play out the board here. Yeah, against Kingsley, he had to conjure his own bird. Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know what the character was, but... And then later in that same game, he used Satoshi and milled his entire deck. I remember seeing that. Seemed like a fun game. We have a Tattooed Wanderer on Prodigy of the Waves. So yeah, with Mirumoto's Fury being on the restricted list, it looks like a lot of Phoenixes are staying with Dragon Splash, but instead of Fury, they're running 2 Tattooed Wanderers and a Jade Masterpiece. Tattooed Wanderer, definitely a really good card. We see a Let Go. Yeah, ban Kanjo so we can all feel better. Yeah, I feel like Kanjo should be on the restricted list. Kurata probably should too, to be honest. Even though I don't want that since I play Crab. Now Travis is risking losing 4 cards to Resto, yeah. Yeah, I think he probably should have. Yeah, Kurata is nuts for sure. I mean putting it on the restricted list would essentially be banning it, I think, because like I feel like no one's gonna run Conjure District over like against the waves, and similarly in Crab, picking Kurata over Iron Mine or even Charge seems, because it's only 1 per deck, so I don't think anyone would keep using them. It looks like he is going on an attack here. Restricting Kurata would be banning it. Yeah, no one is taking a 1x as the restricted card. Exactly. Ooh, he does find Restoration of Balance. The only reasonable argument against it is attachment hate is so limited. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it in Crab. Like, if Karada District got banned and we didn't have that anymore, our only way of dealing with attachments would either be to switch to like Dragon or Scorpion Splash, or to just run more Mia Mystics, I guess. Yeah, Palace also. So we would be a little weak on that in that regard, not having a lot of attachment control. We see Restoration of Balance discards Display Power, Benton's Touch, and Against the Waves. So 2 of those can be reused with the Stronghold. We'll see if there's a defense for this. Yeah, I mean that it's kind of I mean it's kind of unfortunate that yeah, there should be a better neutral attachment control card, because everyone just running Dragon and Scorpion Splash does not seem very fun. But I don't know. So this is a military conflict with skill 7, airing. Yeah, so he's probably thinking about just not defending this. I don't think that would be a terrible decision here. FFG say 1 times is fun variants, yeah. Yeah, they print 1 times cards and then say that it's variants, and then immediately they print Satoshi, so I don't know. Yeah, and then rebuild also. Yeah, so no defense here. He's just gonna let this break. Draws a card from the storehouse. And yeah, that's gonna break. I think rebuild is going to hit the restricted list. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if that happens, but I don't know. That kind of cuts into Krebs' core theme a little bit with the holdings, so I'm not sure if they'll do that. We see a Finger of Jade on the Swordsmith. Did he already use Swordsmith this turn? Yeah, he actually found the Finger of Jade. So we'll see what he wants to attack here. We saw Display of Power get discarded. Ooh, a Pathfinder's Blade as well. There are 2 Display of Powers in the deck, though, and he is on 2 Fate, so it might be a little bit risky still. Yeah, I think I'd be surprised if Rebuild made it to the list, restricted list. You just need to break all Crab's provinces, yeah. Like, it's definitely a really strong card, but I don't know, it's just like, it's such a core thing for the way that Crab is supposed to work. I don't know. I think if rebuild did hit the restricted list, we would just run that instead of Iron Mine, and by then hopefully there are more good holdings. Yeah, how about we put a first card from Crane on the list before putting a third card for Crab? Mia Mystic Finger of Jade, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, an actual Crane card. There's only really one Crab card on it, but yeah, yeah, you know what I meant. So he's attacking Shameful Display here. Earth Ring. Oh yeah, Pathfinder. Pathfinder's Blade. I forgot that Pathfinder's Blade is on the list. I was like, wait, there's only one Crab card, isn't there? Yeah, Pathfinder's Blade is actually a dragon card, in case you didn't know that. Um, so he's defending with the Ojumbo here. He has this Mia Mystic to discard one of these attachments. Of course, both of these attachments are going to stop the Shameful Display, but he's just going to play a Court Games. We see the Dragon Stronghold. Now they are tied. What is this? Political. So if Mia Mystic gets used on... this is the second Finger of Jade. And there are 3 in the deck, so he could have the third Finger of Jade here, and if the Mia Mystic gets used on the Finger of Jade, he just plays another one. Um, Still thinking, I guess. He could also Mia Mystic the Jade Masterpiece, I guess, to bring him down to 3 skill. See the Stronghold bowed to play against the Waves. He's going to unbow Prodigy, yeah. Had to do that during the conflict since it was in his discard pile. Lion could use some help. Yeah, I agree with that. Have you seen the new Unicorn... Oh, well, not Unicorn. Lion Stronghold, though. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. I'm wondering... I'm wondering if they're going to use that over their current one. I'm not sure if they will. The Lion Stronghold sucks. I'm assuming you're referring to the new Lion Stronghold. Yeah, the new Lion Stronghold. Yeah, it seems not good to me. Although I guess it could potentially work. 3 conflicts per round, yeah. Yeah, you just need enough characters to actually do it. Yeah, that's kind of the idea there. I mean, if you just don't do a political conflict and just focus entirely on military, then maybe I can see it. Plus enough to win the first one by 5, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see about that one, I guess. Okay. So, we see them just pass through that conflict. Ooh, and he hits the other display of power off the Earth Ring. So that is both display of powers gone now. We see a Shrine Maiden. Ooh, Shrine Maiden doesn't find anything. Find Katana, Centaur, Finger of Jade. Unicorn's new stronghold feels much better. Are you talking about just the rumored one, or? We see a Let Go to discard a Reprieve. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of similar to the core one, I guess. So he has a 50-50 year to find Feast or Famine. He finds Manicured Garden. So that's pretty good. If there was a potential conflict character, that would have been bad to find. Yeah, Big Brain. Yeah, I don't like... I kind of feel like I don't like how they're kind of pushing Lion into this just military swarm style. I would like to see them support some other styles as well. But I don't know. We see the other Finger of Jade on the Investigator. And a Cloud the Mind on the Mia Mystic. I would have liked to Cloud the Mind the Mystic before that conflict, I think. But I would have also liked to see Travis use the Mystic earlier. But either way. This is a political, right? Yeah, political water. So if he wins this, he'll unbow the Shiba Yojimbo. Which will get him the favor again. So this Finger of Jade is pretty big here. We see Manicured Garden get used. He still has not used the Investigator. I imagine we'll see him use that at some point here. He passes. Oh wait, Travis has no cards. Yeah, maybe that's why he didn't do it. Has Travis forgotten about Conjo? Yeah, I think he should have used Conjo that conflict to discard the Finger of Jade. Yeah, I should have used Conjo. Yeah, it's tough for Dragon. He does still have these 2 Finger of Jades going into next turn, so that's not bad. But he needs some way to get this favor. Let's see. Ooh, we have a Niten Master. That could be good. We also have Yokuni. How many clouds have we seen out of Phoenix? We have seen one. Just one? Yeah, Dragon does have. That's a good point. He has a 7-0 hand advantage and a pretty big fate advantage as well. Niten Master, Yokuni. Yeah, definitely. A pretty strong flip here, I think. So yeah, you probably just play both of them. That's what, 9? Yeah, so you can play both with 2 fate each, or we'll see what he does. Could just play the Togashi Initiate. Could even pass. Yeah, we'll probably see both of the players keep bidding 5. I agree with that. Whoops. Sometimes I accidentally press I have F11 bound to one of my mouse buttons, and that opens the help page. 2 Fate Yokuni. Thought we were in a 3 Fate meta. Yeah, he wanted to play both of them with 2 Fate. Not F11. What's the help button? It's one of the function keys, I think. So 0 Fate for Mirumoto Kai, but he is first player with 2 Fate on the Void Ring. So we'll see what cards he gets here. He's only played 1 Katana and 1 Pathfinder's Blade. So he should still have plenty of swords left. Travis running 2 display power? Yes, he is. So 1 got discarded off of Restoration, I believe, and then the other one from an Earth Ring. So no more display power. We see a Cloud the Mind on Yokuni. So he drew 1 of his Cloud the Minds. We'll see where he puts this Master Gisei Toshi. Could just put it on the Void Ring, since he'll probably be attacking that. Political all except Smith, or military. Uses it on the firing. Swordsmith gets used. We'll see what he pulls here. Pathfinder's Blade, that's good. The Cloud on Togashi Yokuni is unfortunate, and he has used 2 of his let goes already, so I think that's just going to stay here. But he still has the Niten Master. So yeah, I might think about doing a political attack with the swordsmith and the investigator. Maybe just throw in the master in there as well. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Yeah, the Cloud the Mind on Yokuni was in draw phase, so he couldn't copy, that's correct. Yeah, so that was a good play to Cloud Yokuni in the draw phase, so that he didn't get a chance to copy the ability, as Sly Knight points out. So we see Political Void, as expected, attacking Meditations. Seven. So 7 to 7 it looks like. We see a Clarity of Purpose. That's pretty good here. We might see the Investigator get used. Yeah, he does use the Investigator. So he finds... So he actually had the other Cloud the Mind, but he didn't want to play it. He wanted to save the Fate for Clarity. You might just discard that anyway. Let's see what's in his discard pile here. Oh, he has a Supernatural Storm, so you might have to discard the fan here, depending on what's in your hand. Of course, Travis could get a Fate back when he attacks, and then use that to Cloud Niten Master, so you might just take Cloud the Mind. He does take the fan though, so that I think says that he doesn't have any political buffs in his hand. Okay, so it looks like the favorable ground got used, and there was a fan, so Kai is still going to win that. Oh, there was a court games also, yeah. Yeah, he had Storm and discard, but with the court games that put him up 13 to 11, so even with the Storm, he still would have lost. Yeah, maybe he wanted to do clarity on the next conflict, that's true. So we're seeing a political conflict, Earth, to get that fate. Yeah, since this isn't water, he'll have to use clarity if he wants to not bow. Since it's not water. I don't know if that's what I said. Manicured Garden gains 1 fate. There's no defense. Yeah, we do see clarity. Yeah, Fury would definitely be nice here, but he is running Pathfinder's Blade, so yeah, no Fury. And Kai is just passing, so yeah, he's just gonna let that break. Interesting. Wonder what his attack here is gonna be. Maybe, maybe he's gonna leave Yokuni standing and try to get favor. I think that might be the play here. Yeah, don't attack, I think, is what he's gonna do. What cards did Travis have in his hand? He had a Cloud the Mind, which he can't play. He had a Fine Katana. And then the other one he drew off the Earth Ring. So, Cloud the Mind, Katana, and one other card. So we see them both pass. It looks like he is going to attack Kanjo. I'm not sure if I like this. Yeah, he will eat Kanjo and not break. Yeah. That seems like that's just what's going to happen. Contesting the firing. He won't be able to play events because Master Ugi Satoshi got used on the firing. He definitely has some swords, that's true. So he might still be able to stand the Niten Master back up and get the favor anyway. We'll see about that. Yeah. And Travis can't play as Less Cloud because he has no fate. So we'll see if there's a defense here. Since the watering hasn't been claimed, he can't withstand this prodigy. That is kind of the other thing you might be concerned about, is if the prodigy just attacks water, then I think Travis can get the favor anyway. I think he needs to defend. Yeah, he might just... I mean, Kai needs to defend, yeah. In counterattack. That might be true. He has a rally under his stronghold. So that would be military 5 at rally. So he would actually be 1 off breaking, and he has the katana even. So yeah, he does actually have to defend, I think. But he could stand Niten Master up twice with the ability, so stand him up and then defend and then stand again. We could see that happen. We do see the Prodigy of the Waves defending. So he should be able to win this conflict on defense if he uses Kanjo District. And that will be 2 rings to 1. And then he'll just stand up Newton Master and get the favor. Travis passes. Interesting. I don't think we've actually seen him activate Kanjo District this game, have we? I don't think we have. Kai is going to pass also, so he's going to win that conflict. And he's going to honor Niten Master with the firing, so... Yeah, so now you put the Pathfinder's Blade on him to stand him back up. We see another reprieve on the Swordsmith. So Dragon is actually going to go into this next turn with a really big board. Oh, and Kai won 2 rings, so he didn't even have to stand him back up. Yeah, why pass? Why not use Kanjo? I agree. It seems kind of weird. 'Cause he could have at least won that on defense. Like, he still wouldn't have gotten favor, but I don't know, it seems weird. I don't think he's actually used Kanjo once this game. But yeah, now going into this turn, Dragon has just a really big board. So even though Phoenix has broken 3 provinces, I think it's going to be difficult for Travis to win this. We see a naive student. Togashi Okuni dupe. It would be nice for Dragon if he could draw his Let Go. Of course, there is another Cloud the Mind in Phoenix's hand. Decks are getting low. Yeah, this is definitely a comeback. Based on how the game was going at the beginning. We see Togashi Initiate get played. We'll see if he wants to play the Niten Adept as well, or just save his fate. We'll see. 2 games with Phoenix, 2 comebacks. Yeah, I guess so. I think Kingsley is streaming... Whoops. Didn't mean to open that in this window. I think Kingsley is streaming a crane mirror right now. Yeah, he is. Micah versus Akira. Decks got a lot weaker against Dragon without Fury to punish them for towering. Yeah, as a crab player, I'm definitely really happy about less Fury. Because we don't even have the glory. Like, we have our big guys, Witch Hunter and Kasada, are 0 glory, so... Definitely happy to not be seeing that as much. Oh, it looks like Kai is gonna take a break here real quick. Um, Looks like I haven't actually missed. Yeah, I haven't missed the conflict. Still in pre-conflict. But yeah, it looks like he is setting up for a big water attack. We see a Sentra cancel against the waves. Ooh, that's pretty good. Favorable ground is pretty big now, yeah. Again, we do know that Travis has his third cloud in hand, so we could see Cloud the Mind on Niten Master. He should play against the waves on conflict. Yeah, so he could have waited till the conflict to use against the waves, and then Master Gisei Toshi could have, with Master on, yeah, to Master would have stopped the censure. Yeah. So that was potentially a mistake from Travis. We do see the Cloud the Mind just get played right now. And the draws here, Kai drew only one card. So unless that one card was a let go, he's going to be stuck with these Cloud the Minds here. We see the naive student contesting Earth, so he's going to take that fate. Try to equalize the hand sizes a little bit. Rally to the Cause could just switch this though, but it looks like he's not going to switch it. He's going to defend with the Investigator. And take a look at the hand here. And then we might see the favorable ground out from one or both sides. Let's see if he investigates. He does. We see two katanas, Finger of Jade, Karmic Twist, and a Let Go. So Karmic Twist would not really be a big deal here. You don't really care about that at this point, I think. Especially with these fingers, with the Finger of Jade on the Investigator. He's the only one who you really don't want that to land on. He's gonna discard the Karmic Twist actually though. I mean he does have the Let Go for that finger, I guess. We see the favorable ground moving him home. I think we'll see. I'm not sure if you favorable ground back with your Investigator. You might just leave him in and save the favorable ground for later. No, he does send him home. So that will be it for that conflict. We are waiting on Kai's action. He's gonna pass. Let's see. He might just attack with the watering here, actually, to get that off the table for Travis's second attack. And he did put a fade on it with his investigator, so suggests that he might want to attack with that here. Yeah, we see political water. The naive student is going to get to defend that. So I might have even gone military, actually. Although if you go military with the investigator, you still need to use stronghold or something to break. I don't know. So we're seeing an attack with the rest of the Phoenix characters here. Going military void at the stronghold. Let's see, he has a supernatural storm. Let's see what other buffs he has. He's already seen both of his bonsais. Oh, I think we just saw his hand, actually. Yeah, with the investigator. I think we saw 2 katanas. Yeah, 2 katana, Finger of Jade, and Let Go. Against the Waves on Yokuni, yeah. He could also play, yeah, the Against the Waves on Yokuni here. That would be more skill than the Supernatural Storm, although it would cost him 1 fate. There is still 1 sentry left in Dragon's deck. So if he does have that in hand, then it looks like Kai is only defending with Yokuni. And we see a fine katana, and he's just gonna pass. That is interesting. So I think that suggests that he does have the sentry in hand, or this would just lose the game. Yeah. Yeah, we see sentry to cancel against the waves. So you could have even just not used that as Travis, because he was really telegraphing the sentry there, but it does get rid of his last sentry. That's why he should go political all water and use 2 against the waves. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Because with the Master of Gisei Toshi on the watering, he wouldn't, Mirumoto Kai wouldn't have been able to play his sentries, and he could just use both of those against the waves. But as it stands, it looks like Kai is actually going to win this. Because, yeah, we know Travis's hand at this point. It's just a Let Go and... what was the other one? Let Go and Finger of Jade. So yeah, Mirumoto Kai is going to win this conflict. And then he's going to get his own military attack. See a let go on Find Katana. Oh, okay. So he's actually not going to win this conflict. Oh, never mind. There's another Find Katana. So yeah, he's still going to win. So we might just see... We could just see the... I think I like attacking with just Togashi Initiate at Shameful and just breaking that, since he knows what's in Travis's hand. It's just the Finger of Jade. Yeah, you can just break Shameful for free, basically. And then leave everyone else, so you don't get Shameful displayed. You could also go with just the Niten Master, but then you don't get to use the Initiate's ability. So yeah, he is going to go with just the Initiate at Shameful. And then honor himself for the break. And since he won that Void Ring on defense, his board is mostly gonna... Everyone except for the Swordsmith is gonna stay around here. And it looks like he's also setting up a 3-Fate air ring going into next turn, with him being first player next. Discards a Forgotten Library. And honors Togashi Yokuni. So yeah, this board is pretty overwhelming from Dragon. You got all 4 of these characters honored with 2 to 3 glory each. It's gonna be pretty tough to deal with. Conflict decks are also running really low at this point. There are only 3 cards left in Travis's deck, with 2 in his hand. And Mirumoto Kai is in a better spot. He has 7 in his hand and 8 left in deck, so still 15 cards to work with for him. And he has more honor as well. Maybe if Travis survives next turn, he has a shot with Niten and Invest theoretically leaving. Yeah, let's see how many reprieves have been used. I think just... So 2 reprieves used. He has 3 reprieves, so there's 1 reprieve left. We see another Niten Master with no fate. Interesting. Too bad Niten Master and Investigator aren't unique. I've always kind of been curious why people insert an N in Niten a lot of the time. Is Kai trying double break? Maybe for Karmic Twist. Yeah, I guess for Karmic Twist that makes sense, because he has the Togashi Initiate. I think I would still put 1 fate on them. Unless you're just going for the double break this turn and just end the game. Let's see, Atsuko, 1 fate. And we're going to see Kai bid 2 cards to 1. Against the waves would be huge. Let's see. Yeah, he's only used 2, it looks like. There are none in his discard, though. I would have played, Mind's Desire says, I would have played Investigator 2 and Adept 2. If my Initiate eats the Twist Fate, that's fine. Yeah, it's not really that bad, I think, if you get the Fate twisted onto Initiate, because he is a 3/3. So, and you're forcing Travis to use his Stronghold for that as well, and 1 Fate. But yeah, we'll see if he drew his 3rd against the waves here. That would definitely be really big to bow this Yokuni. If he wanted to guarantee that he drew it, he could have just bid 3. So maybe that. Well, no, I think we know that he didn't have it in his hand because we saw his hand earlier. Should have been 5 then. Yeah. Yeah, he only bid 2. So I'm not sure. We're seeing the investigators, so he's going to go in on a political attack and investigate out 2 of these cards. Yeah, he probably should have bid 5 if he wants to end it this turn, I agree. So if Travis has a card that he wants to play, he needs to play it now. So that would be the Against the Waves if he has it. So he should know what these last 2 face-down provinces are. He hasn't seen Public Forum and he hasn't seen Rally to the Cause. Yeah, so he correctly goes to Meditations. The other one was Public Forum, and that would have delayed him. Political Water with 16. Attack Water and copy Atsuko. Yeah, if you're talking about Yokuni, yeah, he does have Cloud the Mind. We see a Shrine Maiden and a Finger of Jade in hand. So now just the Finger of Jade. He doesn't investigate again because he doesn't care about the Finger of Jade. See Niten Master stand. So Travis might. So his 2 choices here would be. Choice 1 would be just go all in on a void attack, probably. And then choice 2 would be try to defend. Oh, yeah. It is max 1 per conflict, sorry. I didn't actually know that. But yeah, he didn't really need to investigate the second time anyway, because it's just a Finger of Jade. He doesn't really care about that, I think. Travis only has 1 Fate anyway, so if he played that, he won't be able to use Against the Waves again. Max 1 per conflict. Yokuni can copy, then you can do 2. I see. Yeah, so we are seeing an all-in void attack here at Rally to the Cause. Political. And we're going to see 3 characters defending, it looks like. So this could potentially mean that, yeah, I think this is good for Travis. This could potentially mean that he's going to survive until the next turn. Which means unless Kai has a reprieve, most of his board is going to die here, if not all of his board. Oh, we see a Cloud the Mind. I think we probably see the Stronghold used to play either the Supernatural Storm or oh yeah. Yeah, he can restand Nitan Master and just break on his attack. That's true. So I think you need to play against the waves to unbow Gisei Toshi. We've seen 2 Katana, 2 Pathfinder's Blade, 3 Katana. So he has 1 Pathfinder's Blade. Where are his Daisho? Oh, actually, you know what? I think we know that he has a Daisho in hand. Because he played one on the Kami Unleashed earlier. Yeah. Yeah, he does have the Daisho. Because he played that on the Kami Unleashed earlier in the game. And then when it died, he got it back. Yeah, so we did see Against the Waves to ready the Master of Gisei Toshi. And we're going to see an attack here. I think you probably... How many court games have we seen? Pathfinder's Blade is just going to cancel it. Two court games. Yeah, 1 PFB and 2 Daisho. Yeah, the Honored Master has Cloud the Mind. And... yeah, so... Yeah, Mirumoto Kai is going to win that game. He had another Daisho, and with the Stronghold, that would have put him into breaking range. And Travis was out of cards. He just has the Finger of Jade. So yeah, well done by Kai. Definitely. It was definitely looking bad for him at the start of that game with the Kanjo District. Yeah, weathered the Kanjo Storm. But he ended up being able to come back from that. Yeah, if Kai didn't have the Cloud the Mind, then he would have needed a bigger defense there, potentially. I don't know though, because that would have just been +3 and then -2. And he was losing by 2. Yeah, the Conjure that was not used. Um, so I think as Dragon, you can just let the Void Ring go off and then just break. And yeah, maybe, I think I would have liked to see him put some Fade on his characters this turn, just in case. But yeah, either way, Miyamoto Kai is going to win that game. Against the Waves draw was mean, yeah. So he will move on to play Zorzo, a Crane player, who apparently beat Matrim. Who isn't Matrim a good player? I think I might have gotten confused with Micah, but I think he's also a good player. Where was it? Let's see this deck here real quick. Scorpion Splash. Ooh, Mono no Awari. Interesting. Test of skill also. Alright, well. Yeah, that's going to be it for this game. Interesting game. Pretty good job by Miyamoto Kai being able to come back there. And I'm not sure if Kingsley's still streaming, but if he is, we'll host his stream. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.